The way that mean girls operate is simple. Their mindset is, the world is against me and I have to fight it. It does not matter whether someone is actually attacking them or not. What is important is that they believe this is what is happening. What actually ends up happening is that they create a world for someone else, namely their victims, in which they transfer their psychosis onto them. This is a major theme of bullying. Taking something out on someone else. It has hallmarks of obsessive-compulsive behavior. I.e., if I touch this doorknob 5 times I will be okay today. Not set in reality in any way, shape or form. Normally manifests itself in young adulthood. Why most bullies reach peak bullying age late teens into their 20s. It may seem the world is against you. But really no one cares. There are over 7 billion people in the world. You are not special. No one knows who you even are on average. Even celebrities are not known by everyone. Just to make my point. Now, what causes them to have this "everyone is attacking me" mindset? Normally, it stems from a childhood trauma. Most often from sexual abuse. As a child, when you feel a lack of control over your own body especially, it can be destabilizing. In order to cope with this perceived lack of control, they try to control others. Children oftentimes blame themselves for their parents' divorce. Sexual assault victims often turn inwards on themselves. Think they're dirty, they deserved the abuse, even that it was their fault. The problem with processing trauma as a child is that you are not meant to, of course. Children do not possess the ability to process complex things. Heck, most in their 20s can't do it either. Let alone kids. So when these children feel this instability, their first instinct is to turn inwards and run away from the problem and/or accept it. They give up any control over themselves. Why mean girls? Bullies are very emotionally unstable. When the smallest thing happens, they lose control, throw a tantrum, scream, complain, fight, attack others, and generally fly off the handle. Why oftentimes you see them screaming at a person for their own shortcomings. They have given up on themselves. As a child, they had to come up with a physical way to deal with their trauma, because they were not mentally mature enough to find a mental, emotional, rational solution. So what does a child do when someone is abusive to them? Scream, kick, fight, run away, act scared. It's all they can do. Why, when someone acts like a bully or mean girl, it's called being childish. Adults would be upset, of course, but adults do have the mental capacity and emotional maturity to find a solution. Such as asking questions, not jumping to conclusions, trying to find out where the other person is coming from, basically rational things that a child would not possess. So growing up, this is their mindset, and everything else is built on top of this. So truly they are damaged from the start and will never become fully functioning adults. Even when you try to explain you are not attacking them, just asking a question for example, they will try to listen, but the second they feel a threat, it triggers that trauma from their past. They fall apart and revert back to the screaming, crying, fighting, basically childish ways they are used to using to dealing with any situation. Even worse, they create the world for their victims they believe they live in. Again, they have built their whole world around dealing with that trauma. They will lie, cheat, steal, backstab, misrepresent, threaten, harass, basically become the monster they fear, to destroy a person's life they think is attacking them. So they create the problem for someone else they think they have. Why you see so many people claiming victimhood, when they are the ones attacking others. It's fine to want to be safe, but starting off any speech with "everyone is going to attack me for this" is presumptions. You have not even said what you want to say. How do you know people will attack you for it? I mean, at best you can say, "Not sure how people are going to react to this," but since you don't really know, they may not react at all. In fact, neutral statements exist. Like water is wet, the sky is blue, and 2 + 2 = 4. Not everything is an attack on you, it simply can't be. Bullying was explained to me in this way: people are jealous of you and/or they're taking something out on you. Another perceived attack that these mean girls, bullies, see as competition. You could be better in something they have nothing to do with, that does not even affect them. Does not matter. They don't want anyone to be better off than them. They hate, not celebrate. They never want anyone to be in control of anything other than them. Remember, they created a physical strategy to deal with an emotional problem they could not deal with as a child. So they tear down, mean girl stuff, bully, and attempt to destroy the higher achieving person. Why so many attack successful people? This strong need for controlling the situation. They think that if someone has the upper hand they could abuse them again, like how just about anyone has the upper hand on a child. So they seek to destroy them. Just observe how ironic this is. They are the monster they are fighting in their minds. The solution is therapy. The mean girl, bully needs to be taken to a doctor and possibly later an attorney or some sort of law enforcement to deal with whatever trauma that set the behavior off. It needs to be discussed that what happened was not okay, but that no one is currently attacking them and to stop attacking others. The need to hold up a mirror to them and say, you are the only one attacking people, or this is the only one here attacking anyone. Multiple times it needs to be pointed out how they are not a threat in any way, shape or form. It may take years for them to make any progress, but it needs to happen. Too often do I see people try to pass off their mean girl, bully friend as, oh well, that's just their personality. No, personalities are outgoing, introverted, shy, excitable, energetic, not thinking. Everyone is attacking me and it needs to be stopped. The root cause of their behaviors stem from this coping of a trauma that happened in their childhoods. If you notice in poorer, less educated neighborhoods there tend to be more bullies, mean girls, gangs, drug use, crime. Mostly due to coping with abuse early on. There is a higher probability when you come from a poor area to have been abused at a younger age. So it makes a bad problem worse. People stay in poverty due to their high conflict nature. They are victims, but you don't need to stay a victim. You can put it in the past, you just have to want to. The problem is getting help is considered giving up control. Why most mean girls, bullies will never change and stay behaving in a childish way. Even more outrageous, employers kowtow to these mentally unstable mean girls, bullies, when they really need to be sending them to a doctor to help them. No one can work with a mentally unstable mean girl, bully, no one. When you try to ask a question, do anything, breathe, the mean girl, bully will think you are attacking them, due to their mental instability. I know many workplaces are desperate, but don't be that desperate. I know people so scared of lawsuits, but you need to be more scared of a lawsuit for keeping an employee that is harassing other employees. Eventually these mean girls, bullies age, unless they are murdered first. And their friends, co-workers, significant other, get tired of them and drop them. They grow up and see what personalities are, what healthy people are, what logical thoughts are, logical conclusions, and realize that this mean girl, bully is mentally ill. Sadly, in the process many lives will be ruined and time will be wasted. Ever hear the stories of my psycho ex? She always thought the world was against her, she attacked everyone, and eventually I lost all my friends. In many breakup, divorce stories, the end of the relationship happens due to this mental instability. Since not only does she have to control you, she has to control everyone you interact with as well. Why many families are torn apart, family members are not invited to weddings, friendships end. True that if someone really cares about you they don't want you to have toxic friends, but to say, I don't like her, don't be her friend anymore, is self-serving. She does not care about you but again herself and controlling the situation, others. So when you see someone demanding you end a friendship for a perceived reason she has, not any real logical reason i.e. they made threats to her, they insulted her, time to break up, it's not the first and won't be the last time she does this, you will lose everyone you know. If you notice the only friends mean girls, bullies have are lackeys that they blindly follow and obey them. Oftentimes in mean girl friendship groups everyone blindly follows the most damaged friend. These are the only friends these mentally unstable mean girl will accept, non-threatening since everything they think is a treat to them. Again, if you are in a relationship with a mean girl it will end the second you stop submitting to her. Oh, you won't lose that friend. We're over. So in summary, these girls need help, no jobs, not friends, not relationships, they need help. Their issues should be ignored, not catered to. Kowtowing to them will only make them worse and will validate their mental issues. A conversation with a mentally ill person should go like this. I don't like this person, get rid of them. Why? Because I said so. Is there a logical reason you can explain why we can't just get rid of people? I feel like they are attacking me. Why is that? I just do. Okay, well, we will talk to them, but we don't see them doing anything wrong, so. But you have to believe me. No, I don't have to do anything. But I will investigate like a mature adult and find out the facts. And that will shut them down. You always have to ground these people with logic and facts. Exciting them, blindly listening will only make them worse. As a disclaimer, it's okay to have emotions. If someone scratches your car and leaves no note, for example, it's understandable to get mad. If someone tries to punch you, yes, they are attacking you. But you see, these are based on actual facts and evidence. If you feel like someone is attacking you, the basis of your feelings, they come not from fact but from your own mind, aka your mental issues. If someone threatened you, yes, that is reason to be upset and think someone might do something to you. Notice the difference. The threat actually happened, it's a fact, based on someone else's words.